Hello and welcome to another episode of NYAC Chat. My name is Arita Phillip and today we're going to be speaking about male marginalization, women's rights, and sexual harassment. So one of the problems, and I will say problems that I had with the male marginalization chat is that I felt like it didn't touch on some of the issues that men will face. As a female, I don't want to speak for men, but I do know that there are a lot of other challenges, and we'll see those challenges come up when we talk about sexual abuse and the ability of men to report such crimes. Even there was an individual, Mr. Inverary, he was talking about his experience being harassed, and even within the chat, there was laughter coming from his colleagues on the chair, and I think that is something that we need to stamp out now. As individuals who are supposed to be respected and people looking up to us, that we have to take the helm of that. We have to hold the boat by its horns. I see Chris is looking at me. I don't know if he has something to say, but if you do, you can jump in.
Just listening to you.
Alright. One of the other issues that I wanted to discuss was sexual harassment. So in the female chat, we had explained that sexual harassment is something that we all experience as a part of our day-to-day life. As women, it's something that is seen to be expected. Not sure if you guys touched on that, so would you like to shed some light on that?
No, we didn't touch much on sexual harassment, but it is something that men do face. We spoke about, we face it. I know we face it as young kids growing up, but from kids we face it more of the petty, she's hitting me, kind of flirtatious attitude. Sexual harassment now as adults, especially in the work environment, may stem from something may happen in the closet, or it may
in the closet.
What
or
exactly?
you can answer this.
I haven't.
You
That's
haven't
it. I haven't
personally experienced sexual
I haven't
harassment.
personally experienced sexual
Ever?
harassment in the work environment.
No, I mean ever in your life.
I guess I just say
As an adult.
I guess a girl may have come on to me stronger than you would have wanted. More sexual harassment,
But they
taking it to
don't.
another level. I have never personally experienced
So
it.
I can tell the woman she's never touched you on your knee, hey Regis, how are you? In the
Growing
workplace.
so well,
Or she touched the back of your
So I guess
neck or
that's a good thing. So I may have looked at it as just a gentle comment, versus if now as a guy doing it to a female, it may come across as the sexual harassment.
Well, one of the things that Zara brought up in our chat, she said that it's how you feel about the engagement that determines whether or not, it is within the parameters of sexual harassment. So if you felt uncomfortable, then it was, and if you didn't, then it was just, it was okay. First?
I would agree with Regis that men do face sexual harassment within the workplace, but we tend to just brush it off because I know we mentioned it last week. You don't want to be seen as someone who's always complaining. That's seen as being weak, or it's a girly thing to do, to complain. That's what we mentioned last week. So for me, if a woman, she makes a comment, she's like, oh Kurt, you look really nice, oh, your pants are fitting really cute, your butt looks nice in that, I'll be like, okay, thank you very much. But for some other persons, they may look at it as sexual harassment in some way, shape or form. But I think it's something that happens, but we kind of overlook it because it seems it's not a big deal to us.
What you said is that you feel like you're a man, you shouldn't have to complain about it.
But I don't really feel threatened if someone
But
says
but
I
that's
look
what we're
cute.
saying. You don't feel threatened, so that's
Or
technically
she's like,
not the same.
are you working out? Like, you look kind of buff.
That is
I mean, that's a compliment to me.
Well, yeah. Well, that's not what I experienced. I have, within my experiences within the world of work, I've been to several conferences. I'm not going to call any names, but I've been to a lot of conferences, and you would have believed that persons who are at a certain tier of their profession would not be, perpetrators of. Well, some people, just the same, but it does happen a lot. And the comments aren't as cute as, your muscles look nice. They would stare right down into your shirt and they would ask you, would you like to go to dinner with me? What are you doing later? How much do you charge? Things that are very inflammatory.
How much do you charge?
Things that are very inflammatory. So not
But I
very
think some men go through
light.
that too.
not
But
like
At the
things.
same level,
But
women who are
talk about that though.
Yes,
That's what
so
I
you
want
have
to
to
hear.
speak
from
about
You
it.
want us to speak about that?
Yes.
Okay,
But like I said before, I don't really look at no
No,
one has
but
ever
you
said,
get
oh,
one
what's
like
your
that.
price?
You said you haven't been personally sexually harassed. What I wanted to. Oh, you
It's
have.
about how you feel, right? I
Right.
never felt sexually
Okay, so you
harassed,
haven't.
but someone else might.
But that's
have.
what I'm saying. Do you know whether within your peer group or even older men who have been sexually harassed? Because that's what I would like to hear about from your perspective. How have they felt? How did they deal with it?
I think when you speak about sexual harassment within males, especially young males, it's usually male to male. Like an elderly, wealthy man might come on to you. That's because we have this whole homophobic nature or stance within the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You know, you don't take those issues lightly. So if a man comes on to me, I feel highly offended. I would feel threatened.
But an older woman.
But the older woman, nah, I can't say.
Blushing.
I mean,
I think that might be the problem because you're looking at it that, okay, if the male comes on to me, then I'm going to take offense, something has happened. But then if it's a woman, it's going to be okay. But then that's wrong because it's still offensive. It might not seem to you because it's a woman doing it. But in the same starter, if she was a man, it would be offensive. So just replace it there, replace their positions, and then we'll
And
just feel the same way.
suppose it wasn't you, suppose you have a son and an older woman came on to your son who was a child. How would you feel about that?
how would I feel about
I'm
it?
thinking Kirk's first response would be, "That's my boy," but you don't want to say that on media. So we're gonna think about your response.
No, because
No, but even as young males, you could speak to this too, Regis. Like when you're young, you go around your mom's friends like, oh, you're so cute. And you touch
no,
each
no,
other.
no, no, no,
the
And-
parameters
No,
of it,
no,
it's not about being cute.
No, that's not the tone.
Maybe when I'm like, if I'm a teenager, 15, 16 years old.
But you're
My
not
little
still
cousin, he's pretty buff.
15.
He goes to the gym when he was 15, 16 years old. His mom used to say, I won't mention his name on camera, but you know, so and so. Like Mary saw you in the gym, she said, you're looking real nice, you know? And I'm sure Mary, oh, your son look real nice now. I'm sure in her mind she's like, oh, your son look real nice now. Maybe next year when he's legal, she'll try something. And we've seen now in society a lot of young men engaging in relationships of a sexual nature with older women. And there's nothing wrong. That's
Yeah, that's problematic.
problematic because it's a criminal offense, especially if the young man is under the age of 16.
well, I
but
think
we
they're
don't
older.
tend to report it, and it happens a lot.
So why do you think men don't report it?
To me, it's the stigma. It's the stigma and the culture in this society. When I say society, I don't just mean Antigua and Barbuda alone or the Caribbean. It's a global thing, and it's unfair, but that is how it is. We see a big man with a 13-year-old. Oh my God, that's a problem. But we see a 13-year-old boy with a big woman. What he's shot, and it's problematic.
And you even see it, even in Carnival, you can see a little boy and then somebody set him to dance with a big woman.
That is
Yes.
a personal, right?
The time.
Personal right of mine.
that's
And children as young as 5 have seen that on the road, and I think that the woman should be locked up. To me, that is sexually violating a toddler.
But I found it really interesting that you asked her, you know, what she thought.
Because
But as
some,
a male, yeah.
for some of the things that as male, we want to hear what the woman, how does the woman look at us from the outside?
Okay.
You know, how do you view society as a woman? How do you view the male society as a woman? And then, you know, where do you think some of these issues stem from? That's kind
But
of.
I want to know.
what
I want to
want
know why do you think? Why do you not report it? Like if something happened to you right now, do you think you would report an incident?
Like you said, if it bothers us, or if we're complaining, or if we're against
If
it.
you get raped,
Oh yeah, definitely, more than definitely. Because if I'm raped by a woman, totally you don't want it, rape is rape, I would report it.
And those are the comments we need to hear more.
Right.
rape is rape.
And I guess we all should report rape is rape, but you know, as that whole consideration of an older woman troubling a younger guy, that also is wrong. But we're just not taught that it's wrong. We're taught that it's fine. So we have to first, you know, I guess like say accept that it's wrong, and then we can move forward. But in our male society, that's hats off to this young man.
And I just want to say there what you're saying, because I know when we started doing the vagina monologues, an adult male and we were discussing a concept, and he confided in me that he had been violated as a child. I think he was 9 or 10. And the thing is that it happens a lot to young boys, unfortunately. But just like what you're saying, because no one has that conversation with our boys, because no one tells them that they are indeed being violated. They're taught to compress their feelings, to put it away, and to man up. When the truth is that at 9, 10, they're still in that age of innocence. They do feel violated, but because of the men around them, because of the women around them, and this may include even their mothers, who don't have those critical conversations. They think that they're maybe homosexual because they didn't enjoy the experience, when the truth is they are children. And I find that to be a huge problem that we're still not addressing, because we don't talk to our 9-year-old boys the way we talk to our 9-year-old girls. We will tell our girls, be careful when you go over by Janice. Remember, she have an older brother, make sure the older brother don't touch you. But we don't tell 9-year-old Johnny, when you go by Janice, make sure that her niece not touch you down there, Or her brother. We don't have those conversations, and then they feel violated. But we don't give them permission to feel violated as boys. Okay?
No, I completely agree with what Zara had to say a while ago. But I think we're focusing on underage children. But is it a problem if a guy who is 19, 20 years old is in a relationship or is being troubled by a 40-year-old, 50-year-old woman?
If he feels uncomfortable, of course it is a problem. Of course it's a problem, and especially if it's in the workplace, that's an abuse of her power. That is an abuse of her power, and at 19, he's probably thinking that he may lose his job if he doesn't comply. And that is a predator-victim mentality, so it is a problem.
Okay, one of the things that I wanted to touch on was expression, because that's been one of the concepts that's been in the vein of the discussion so far, but we're going to talk about that on part 2 of this chat. So stay tuned for part 2.